Hong Kong pro-democracy protesters return to streets. Thousands of pro-democracy activists have returned to the streets of Hong Kong for their first big rally since mass protests last year. But the number of protesters, put by organizers at 13,000 but by police at half that figure, was far lower than the earlier demonstrations. Their key demand is fully democratic elections for the territory's leader. A large police presence was enforced to prevent demonstrators from occupying key areas of Hong Kong. But the protesters did not carry out a repeat of the occupations that shut down parts of the city for more than 2 months last year. Candidate vetting. Last year's Occupy demonstrations at their peak were attended by tens of thousands of people from all walks of life. There were later violent clashes with police, and the final protest camp was dismantled in December. One organizer of the latest march, Daisy Chan, told the South China Morning Post that although the turnout was lower than expected, it only shows that Hong Kongers are no longer satisfied with conventional ways of protest and people were taking up new ways to pressure the government. A pro-democracy protester during the march to demand universal suffrage, February 1, 2015, one of the main demands of the protesters is universal suffrage. Demonstrators March for Democracy in Hong Kong, February 1, 2015, several thousand protesters marched through the city's upmarket shopping and financial districts. A pro-democracy protester holds up a yellow umbrella during Sunday's march, February 1, 2015, many of the demonstrators held yellow umbrellas, the symbol of earlier protests. The protesters were watched by about 2,000 police officers as soon as they began their march through the city's upmarket shopping and financial districts. China has promised the semi-autonomous territory direct elections in 2017, but ruled that candidates had to be vetted by Beijing. Pro-democracy legislators, who hold about 40% of the seats in the Legislative Council, strongly oppose the move. Line analysis. Carrie Gracie, BBC China editor. How many marchers could Hong Kong's pro-democracy movement muster on the streets? 2 months after police cleared the encampment from the heart of the city, today was an important test of strength for a movement which caught the world's attention last September with its youthful energy and idealism but which has since struggled to maintain a united voice and popular support. From the point of view of the demonstrators, the fundamental question is whether Hong Kong's political destiny will be defined by its own citizens or by authoritarian rule from China. The guarantees of a high degree of autonomy under the one country, two systems formula are being put to the test as political controls on the mainland tighten and Hong Kong's economic leverage diminishes. Line. Protester Julia Choi told the AP news agency that pro-democracy candidates would not even be nominated, so this is pseudo-universal suffrage, we do not have the rights to elect who we want. Many demonstrators carried yellow umbrellas, the symbol of the political campaign. A large banner caricaturing Hong Kong's chief executive Tsai Lung read, "Reject fake democracy, we want real universal suffrage." But speaking on local radio on Sunday, Lam Woon Kwong of the Executive Council, Hong Kong's top policy-making body, warned protesters, "You can't threaten the central authorities." Student leader Alex Chow, Center, carries a banner with other students during the Democracy March, February 1, 2015. Many protesters complain that the government has routinely ignored their demands. Protesters carrying banners which read "People Power" during the march, February 1, 2015, banners carried by the demonstrators demanded more people power.